live. I'm stealing internet from the next door neighbor. So let's hope that.
Oh no.
let's hope.
Oh no.
Let's hope that stays strong
We
for us.
can't have two podcasters with bad internet.
Oh yeah, buddy. I'm actually excited that we're kind of like against Feeney with bad internet. Oh
And
my
Feeney's
God.
got a shitty Zoom. We're gonna lose every Patreon we've ever had.
I also got to say that this goes down in history as the worst thumbnail that we've ever had.
Oh yeah, this ain't good.
This is so brutal.
Copy
So
link.
go ahead. Yep. Tweet it out.
Tweet it out.
I'm gonna.
Feeney has no idea we're live.
No, it's gonna be great when he comes on and screams the N-word.
Like he normally does.
Yeah.
That's just his morning ritual. I mean, his podcast ritual.
All right. Boom. But how
There you
bad
go.
is that?
It's
now we're
bad.
good.
You gotta tell us, dude. You gotta tell us
What do you
when you're
mean
doing
us? It's me and
Me.
you.
that.
I mean, you know it.
Yeah, but you didn't go like, okay, and a 1 and a 2.
I did.
And,
Okay, I didn't do a 1 and a 2 because I didn't realize we were both playing Glockenspiel, but I did say I'm going live.
Glockenspiel. That would have been good for that tweet, you fuck.
Yeah,
Why didn't you?
I totally forgot, dude.
God damn it, man. I'm over here trying to type out Gairu.
Feeny,
Everybody.
before you scream a racial slur, we're live.
We're live, buddy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. We wanted to make sure that we're on time for our people, and they know we appreciate them very, very much. How
I
are you?
apologize for my tardiness.
You're
But as
retarded.
podcasters, are we on time for them, or shouldn't they be waiting for us?
Well, they are waiting, but they're waiting for the link. So
That's
it's
true.
our fault.
That's
ultimately. That's hilarious. It's just looking for any way to blame people that are diligently standing by for us to entertain them.
And I do that all the time, just to try to find a reason why it's not my fault. Do you ever do that where you're like, no, because, and then in my
Yeah.
head I'm going like, no, this is
That
your fault,
thumbnail's
dude.
Awful.
Yeah. I told Brendan I think it's a top 3 worst ever.
I mean, I'm not even there. You're asleep, and Brendan is doing what he normally does, being on his phone.
I'm always looking down. Well, I was
At
sending
your
out
phone.
the tweet.
It's just a shame that Brendan doesn't like us enough as people to pay more attention to us than the flickering LED beams shooting at his eyes.
The friendship beams.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys deserve my attention?
Yeah, especially
Because every time I look up, you guys are like, snowman.
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 I need you guys to laugh at my jokes.
Who
Is that
was
what
a
that
snowman?
was?
Are you a snowman?
I'm the snowman.
Do you
Oh.
want to build a snowman?
He's addicted to alcohol.
Brendan, if you put on a skin tight white sweatsuit this year and call yourself a snowman for Halloween, I'll walk with you, buddy.
Maybe I'll do that, but
Yeah.
I don't want to have to like have my balls like I don't want it to grab my dick and balls like this.
But why?
you
Just
know?
paint your dick orange and say that's the carrot.
Oh, they'd be like a mini carrot.
Oh, a
Love
little
it.
baby carrot, a little avant-garde design. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to our live episode, our weekly live episode of What's the Scenario. We are a Patreon exclusive podcast from the boys from Irish Goodbye and half of Garbage Days. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Cannon. With me as always,
Is Mike Feeney, and also
Brendan Sagalow. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
thanks for joining us. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, thank you so much. Consider joining our Patreon. Obviously, you get a free look at what we're doing right now. This is a hypothetical based podcast. We do what if scenarios, all that stuff. We typically take questions from our patrons and we shoot those out. And it's a comedy obstacle course, as we're one to say. And our fans are the ones that build it. It's the most fun. We have such a great environment, little community that we're developing over on Patreon. And we hope you consider joining. Right?
Yeah.
Please.
What was your blah? Why'd you do
I don't know,
that?
dude. Any type of seriousness makes me incredibly uncomfortable. So, like,
Cool.
you're just promoting and doing what you should be doing, and I have to go honk, honk, like a clown.
So Brendan's sometimes part of the show. He's not here every week. Don't worry. But Instead of Patreon questions, this is the episode per week that we generate the questions. And by we, I mean Brendan.
Yes.
So
Or
Brendan,
if you are in the comments section, hand us your scenarios, hand us your what ifs, anything that you got that
yes.
you know, if your friend comes over, everybody's got that friend that comes up, like Ben from New York Comedy Club. He's got great ones all the time. I should ask him to send me them.
You 100% should. That would be
And
great.
I will.
Okay.
But if you got any questions, start sounding off in the comments.
I just remembered, and we won't start this off, but remind me at some point during this telecast. Remember, I have that one question that I thought of the other day that is like truly morally just a tough sled.
Yeah. Every once in a while we get one that challenges our love for each
Yeah,
other
and our incredible friendship.
Yeah. And it never ends with it never ends with us going like, wow, we really are friends. Whoa, it's always goes bad.
Yeah, it always is me like kind of looking even more sideways at you.
All right, so here's the first question.
All right.
I think this is a pretty easy one, but I thought it was interesting. What would you do if your only options were live in jail for the rest of your life or die now?
I think I'd be pretty good in jail. You know, if I could avoid the rape.
I know you would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
until your boyfriend gets out.
Yeah, first of all, there's no avoiding the rape if you're you. If
There
you're
is, though.
if
There
you're
is,
any
though.
of
I would
us.
be more like I'd be like Denzel Washington in Hurricane. I just stay in my cell, reading books, doing push-ups.
Well, there's a major difference. Well, two major differences, as a matter of fact. One, he was the heavyweight champion of the world, so he could certainly soundly defend himself. And two, he didn't have to join the Aryan Brotherhood as soon as he walked through
But
the
he didn't
door.
get into a fight though. He didn't even have anybody.
Yeah, but they
step
knew
to
who
him.
he was. They knew because of that, because he has the belt. They literally knew that. It's the same as Mike Tyson. You think anybody squared to him? Although apparently the movie Undisputed is based on some weird prison-sanctioned fight that Mike Tyson had while he was serving time.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy? But it was like it's like lore. Like nobody will confirm nor deny whether it happened.
I just feel like you know, the whole prison thing. It's just so overrated in terms of like people being like, "Oh, it's so hard." You're like you're laying down for all the day, and then you're getting fed.
Dude, I thought that exact thing. Like I was like, there's no way, you know, the rape and the fighting, that's got to be kind of like over exaggerated and everything.
That's like maximum security. Like you're with all the killers and shit. I'm going for a white collar crime.
Yeah.
Well,
but
let's say you're like Nicolas Cage in Con Air.
oh, his internet's fucked up. He's gonna be all over the place. He's on the neighbor's internet right now.
Oh no.
I've been completely fine on my end the entire time. Have you
Till
guys
then.
heard me?
Until then, yeah, you're on an internet called like someone's grandpa's name.
Do you want to know the name of this of the internet?
Yeah, please don't take this.
It's we. Look at he's frozen
He's
right now.
frozen again.
His internet is called no 90s references. Anytime you make one, it goes away.
He's gonna be frozen all the time. Then.
Am I frozen? Still?
No, you were. What's the name of
Okay.
it?
It's Nick Papa Giorgio.
Whoa, I
Yeah,
was
I know.
fucking close.
Papa
know.
Giorgio.
Papa Giorgio. But I mean, if we're gonna make references, I feel like Feeney, if anything, Feeney in a prison is gonna be like Chris Rock in The Longest Yard, where it's like no one fucks with you really, but you're not. People could kill you if they
I
want,
could
and you
easily
will
be
die.
killed. That's for sure. But also, if you think that I'm not doing mental gymnastics in order to turn my potential enemies against other enemies, I'm Walter Whiting it. I'm turning anybody who thinks they're coming for me. I'm doing a last second swap where I'm making allegiances. I'm paying robbing Peter to pay Paul. I might thrive in prison.
Dude. But what I was going to say is I thought like you, Feeney, where it was like, oh man, you just kind of chill. It's not as everything's over exaggerated in the movies and everything. And then when I performed at Rikers and people were just staring at us and like when we walked into the gym, everybody was like, pussy, what up, bitch? Yeah. I was like, oh, this would suck. This would be fucking awful.
Yeah, none of us have the mental fortitude to get through that. And that said, I would knock out the top 6 teeth, bottom 6 teeth, and just become a willing pincushion to the masses.
I feel like that's a secret goal of yours. I feel like that
Dude,
has
I
nothing
would-
to do with prison.
I would run through those walls backwards.
Cannon would be like, okay, rate me, everybody, rate me.
Yeah, they're like, Jesus
"Oh."
Christ, we don't do that here.
That's the key to surviving is you offer up your own rape. And then they're like, play hard to get, essay. And then they walk
Yeah, right. They're like you're raping them by how
Yeah.
much you're asking them to rape you. Like, no, come on, rape me. No, get off.
Oh, this is the free episode.
Yeah, so I think we'd all choose prison, even though it wouldn't be good for any of us. There's
Yeah.
no one. here
No,
would
especially
survive.
like, and Sarah Hagen Miller had a good point. She said Sagalo would be fun, I guess, or would, I don't know, would fund his
Would be-
jail pod by selling commissary. That's funny.
Okay.
Cannon's anger would have people believe he's in for murder. That's true. And they'd think Feeney was a spy.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Maybe they think I'm an undercover cop in the
Yeah.
jail trying to get all the dirt, so they wouldn't they'd be like, wouldn't trust me.
But then and then Feeney would be in jail, and then they'd see his entire leg mural dedicated to the NYPD, and they'd be like, "What?"
Yeah. Oh, I'm safe, baby. I'm untouchable.
I think you might be killed. More like the opposite.
You can't kill a cop, dude.
I think there's many movies that show the opposite.
Dude, I would get to prison and I'd be in the bed, and I'd hear from the bed above me Feeney going, "What do you know about blow?"
I went in with a bachelor's in marijuana. I came out with a master's degree in cocaine.
Awesome. All right. All right.
Lost in the Sauce asked a question. Want me to get to that?
Sure.
Sure.
So he
Also,
said,
shout out Lost in the Sauce and Sarah for coming to my album taping.
And
Hell
both
yeah.
saying hi to me, and Lost in the Sauce
"Same here."
offered a blunt, which was awesome, and
Mhm.
and Sarah it was very nice and kind, as she always is.
Sarah was nice, but also felt like she was running away from me for some reason. I don't know
Well,
why.
you're off-putting and terrifying, so you got to take that into
No, I'm
account.
the opposite. I get dominated socially because I'm so soft.
Only when you're very high.
No, well, I was at Brendan's recording. So Lost in the Sauce, he said, if you had a chance to change the ending of any blockbuster movie as a director, what movie would you change and why would you pick Showgirls?
I already know the answer to my I would change the end of the last Star Wars, the one that was just the last one, to instead of having the main character girl be a Palpatine, which is like that Darth Sidious. Feeney will never see it. Like the Darth Sidious, like that guy with the lightning. She's like related to him.
Right.
Oh, I would change her. I would make her a Kenobi. I would make
Oh,
her related to Obi-Wan.
okay.
Yeah, and then something would happen from that.
Well, Lost in the Sauce, I hope you got any entertainment out of that.
I would change all the Transformers after the first one to be better films.
How?
I
They
mean,
would
writing, directing.
The first one was like kind of funny too, and it was
First one was
and like
good. The first
kitschy
one
and
was-
good. Yeah,
Yeah, Shia was great in it.
I didn't see any of the following ones, but man, did that like from all things you hear afterwards. Also, it's like that car scene of Megan Fox being all sweaty and in her
Oh,
in the hood
yeah.
of her car.
21
oh,
Guns
You're
playing.
like Michael Bay's a fucking creep, dude.
Yeah. Canon would change the end of Rad so that Crew has a baby and they're like, "What's his name?" Mike Cannon. And then it says Rad 2 question mark.
Well, no, Brendan, because they said a blockbuster film. Had we done a straight to VHS production, this would have been.
That wasn't straight to VHS. It actually flopped handily in the theaters, and then it was in VHS. Where for
It was
years-
nationwide.
It was, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, because the guy that that directed it like did Smokey and the Bandit and a bunch of really great like stunt movies. And what's it? Talia Shire was in it at the same time she was doing the Rockies. So it had like kind of a profile, but it just fucking ate shit. And then once it went to video, it immediately like it started gaining like cult status pretty quickly. Isn't that weird? But who cares? My what I'm
You
trying.
and your cult status.
It's my whole career, baby.
I will say you do, and I have watched it with you, and it is a fun flick. I've only heard you either know about Rad or talk about like it's like you cult films, you're like Donnie Darko, people are like the Donnie Darko, and then with like Rad you're like it's a cult film, and then I've never heard anybody else once be like have you ever seen Rad? It's gonna blow your dick off, dude. It's the smallest cult following.
There's 15,000 of us on Facebook, and half of them are in there to cause trouble. I swear to God, it's gotten
make
worse.
Mike feel bad about himself.
It's gotten way worse. It used to be like my tranquility place, and now like people are arguing about Corona masks, and it's like, God damn it.
No.
It sucks. It's been infiltrated.
People are like standing on the pegs of their bikes, being like Trump 2020.
Yeah. Doing fucking handlebar flips.
I'm trying to think of what. Fuck, I just had one in mind, but I totally forget what it was. Oh, The Dark Knight, I would have had Batman actually, or Dark Knight Rises. I would have had Batman actually die.
Totally.
I wouldn't have had fucking stupid Michael Caine sitting at a goddamn dumb, drinking a fucking mint berry, and that sucks.
I'm okay with that. I would change that ending, but I'd like to see Robin like do shit. Like they were just like, call me Robin. And then he never even wears the Robin outfit. He doesn't do anything. He just you expected like the next one. Well, I guess that they would have if Heath didn't die, but like you expected the next one to be like, okay, now it's a Batman and Robin vehicle. Not this is like Robin's origin story, but instead they were like, there he is. He sucks, right? Anyway. He's also like, I don't like that he was just a cop. You know what I mean? He's just like a regular cop guy.
And what made him a cop? Just the fact that he always arched his eyebrows. Like it was so dumb.
Yeah, the original Robin is like he's like a circus clown or something. What are those called? The acrobats.
Yes.
That's what that is. Sorry.
Acrobats.
Sorry for doing that. All right, next question. Speaking of, this is a really good kind of transition. If you were given the superpower to control one thing excluding people, what would it be?
To do what besides one people?
Control one thing excluding people.
Time.
Time would be awesome. I'd say my weight, but anyway.
I think I'm like violently getting higher by the second. I ate an edible like an hour and a half ago, and it's now like kind of tumbling in on myself. But before Feedy said time, in my head I was like bats. Like I just I was thinking that low level where I was like, yeah, control bats. That would be the answer of anything.
That would be awesome.
It's not even better than controlling dogs or lions.
No, bats are cool because you can like make them like scare people and stuff. Like some people aren't afraid of dogs,
It's true.
Frothing, barking dogs. Who isn't scared of that?
People that grew up with that, which could be anyone, which could be anyone of any color or
color.
Or background.
Color.
I just whacked my Zoom off the table. I laughed so hard at that.
Mike, by the way, we got to find a way when you get back to do I got to respond to this person, but we got to collaborate on some more things because someone's comment on my video today that I posted, please go watch it, everybody, is why aren't you and Cannon collaborating on this stuff? Just Brendan's not good enough for this guy, so I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder the same thing every time I see him, but
Buddy,
I
I've
never
never
get an invite ever.
I've never. Well, you live in
Once.
Guam, and you're in.
First of
you're
all,
in,
Yep, and he can't even. I can't even. You know, he's arguing to himself right now, which is crazy.
so I just
That's perfect. You cut out the whole time and came back right at the end.
How frustrating is that? As someone who doesn't have good internet, it's incredibly frustrating, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. I don't feel
So
good.
frustrating. Well, Mike, you're always welcome to be in my videos. Brendan is just the
Yeah, but
literally the
that's such a-
closest
that's-
person to me.
No, I know, but that's such an empty invite. It's like, oh, open
No,
invite.
I'm not
come
Bobby
to my house
Kelly
anytime.
inviting you to a barbecue.
But
you know what
actually,
I mean?
you are. You are. Because
Well,
when
he's-
do I know when you're filming? You don't even tell me an idea you've ever had. You've
I'm gonna
never
shoot
filled
something.
Me in.
I have. Yes, I invited you to be in my directorial award-winning video Low Battery that Brendan was in, but you were out of town or something, or didn't give a
Oh.
shit, or hated Brooklyn.
I
or
always give a shit.
something. I think I'm gonna shoot something Wednesday. The thing is, I don't know
I'm
what
out
it
of
is
town.
yet.
I'm out of
If-
town.
Well, look,
But
well, I have-
Dude, what a-
here we go. I'm out of town and don't give a shit. Sorry. I can't.
It'd be so funny though, dude, if you were like, if Feeney was like, yeah, I'm shooting something, and then it comes out and we're all on BMX bikes and like,
Yeah.
you know, Nicole's in it.
My inspiration was cruising it.
Yeah, it's not even based on Rad. It's based on Gleaming the Cube.
What's Gleaming the Cube?
It's the other 80s
Who
BMX
would
bike movie.
ever know?
It's so funny you said that. And me and Feeney went, mm.
Yeah, we went.
No, I know.
I assume that's exactly what that. I was like, other BMX movie.
I figured
Got
I figured it wouldn't take anything to get that. Like it's Am I breaking up?
No, you're
No,
you're here.
No, it just makes, I don't know. I love this. You guys make me laugh.
I don't like what you're doing. All right. So let's get to my question,
Okay.
so the other day, so I'm staying down in Jersey, right? I'm hanging with one of my buddies, and he's telling me this story. I don't know if it was recent or when he was in high school, but he's from Rye in Westchester. He was
Okay.
telling me the story about how this guy in an apartment building, his apartment kept getting broken into. Like his shit would kind of be pushed all over the place. He couldn't see what was being stolen, so he didn't know what was happening. But like, the apartment would be like tussled, and he didn't know what was going on. So he set up 3 cameras, and it turned out the fucking maintenance guy of the building was breaking in and banging his dog.
Whoa.
What?
So we caught it on camera. This guy was banging his dog, gets caught, is in jail for 7 years.
Is it
Mike-
called banging when it's the dog?
Raping. He was raping the dog. But my question to you is, if that happens to your dog and you see it on camera, do you put your dog down?
No. Why would you put your dog down?
How do you look that dog in the eyes every day? You just
Well,
wake
you
up
didn't
and
rape
you're
the
like,
dog. If
Yeah,
I
I
raped
know,
the
but
dog-
your dog got plowed. Your dog got plowed like a dozen times, dude.
I gotta tell you, man, I did not see that question going that way. I thought you were gonna be like, what if you caught Feeney doing it? What if you caught, like, no, I probably wouldn't kill the dog and have its last memories be it being raped.
yeah, it's probably the ultimate worst scenario.
Yeah, I think we can all agree. I'd probably take it for ice cream or something.
Dude, I instantly, when I heard that story, I was like, you got to kill the dog. You got to put that dog down. It's like, that's the absolute worst.
The dog
How do you-
for sure will be fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be a
Especially
very
if you
fucked up
try
dog.
and like approach it from behind. It'll be like, ah! It'll be quick.
Yeah. Or it let the guy do it multiple times. It might fucking back up into your hand while you're trying to pet it.
Well, that's the thing. It didn't let anything, because that's why the apartment was all fucked up all the time and shit was all over the place. So this guy was chasing the dog around and banging it.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That must be like a
I mean, if
good-
you're gonna bang a dog, just get your own dog.
Well, and it was
Why are you doing? Why are you
Because-
breaking and entering?
Feeney, the thrill is in the chase, not
Yeah.
the catch.
Yeah, like a greased up pig.
and then you'd have to kill your own dog.
Where no one's killing anything.
Yeah, I'm on the side of letting the dog live
Okay,
with its memories.
sure. Yeah,
But-
that dog is gonna bite a kid.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That-
Somebody said, "What kind of dog?" It was exactly what you think it was. Take a guess.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna guess like a Pomeranian.
No.
I'm gonna
Oh,
guess
that
like a
would die.
German Shepherd.
How would a German Shepherd? That is an unrapeable dog.
I mean,
We
we
really
both
are
got
like the-
suggestions. You shit
goal-
on both of them. Just why don't you just tell us the dog?
The most docile. The most docile.
A wiener dog?
No.
Now it is.
Well, yeah.
Oh, a bulldog? Something that's like fat and lazy?
No, a yellow lab.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
a
somehow
really-
sadder because it feels like he raped America.
He raped the nicest dog on earth.
Oh,
It's like somebody raped Josh Gondelman.
What do you do to that landlord or whatever? Like, what do you do when you catch?
You don't
that?
pay rent, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
Oh, yeah.
definitely don't.
I wouldn't even turn in the landlord. I would go, look, I caught you. I'm not paying rent. How about that?
I caught you. Here's
I-
the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a copy.
Yeah. God, don't break in, idiot.
And here's some dog tranquilizer.
Oh.
Oh, sad.
Yo.
Oh. All right. Feeney, what would you do if you caught your landlord raping Jeet?
Well, he's a very short Ecuadorian man, so it'd be wild because they
So-
both have very stubby legs. And so it'd be I wonder who'd be mounting who. But I would approach him with a fury unlike anyone has ever seen.
I would love
Something
to
would
see
be something. The first thing I can grab will strike the back of his head.
that. What do you say to him? What do you say?
You don't say anything. I
walk
mean,
up-
I'm sure in the moment you're like, dude, what are you doing? But like in actuality, you just go like,
Yeah, something actually
Hmm.
way worse would probably come out of your. It would be like, "Ugh!" Like it would just be a guttural reaction.
And
You'd be
Sorry,
like-
that horrible.
You'd be like
Yeah.
staring at him for a second. You'd be because your head would go, there's no way he's fucking the dog, but it kind of looks like he is. Is he fucking my dog? You'd be staring at him for a while.
Yeah.
dude, if my super was
Until
in
you
my
come.
apartment at 4 a.m. without a dog and just standing in my apartment, I feel like I have the grounds to fucking swing a baseball bat and lop his head right off his body.
Yeah. Or shoot him.
Is there a stand your apartment law in New York?
I think there's the opposite.
You
I
get
think
it. Yeah, it's like in Liar Liar. They fall through the skylight and then they win the settlement.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Wow. That's crazy.
If you're a lawyer, answer me this. Why are you such a bad person?
Oh. Hey, not all lawyers are bad people.
I know a
If
couple
you're a-
lawyers.
if
and
you're
they
a
seem like good
defense
people, but
attorney,
how could they be?
Or which is worse, prosecutor or
Defense.
defense, right? Because they're the ones trying to get murderers
Well, it
off.
depends what it is, But if
Yeah.
you're a prosecutor, you could be prosecuting innocent people.
Right.
Also, if you're defending big companies, that's usually the ones that are like the bad ones. Like there's two sides.
That's
there's
where
two
the money
different-
is, though, dude. That's the equivalent of a corporate gig. That's what
Yeah.
that is.
There's two different types of insurance lawyers. There's the ones that defend the people. Like if you slip and fall, there's lawyers that defend that. But if you slip and fall in front of like a CVS, there's lawyers that defend CVS.
And what does your dad do?
My dad had a whole career on both sides, dude. My dad worked for AIG as like an insurance lawyer that was probably bad because we had
Bad
money
guy.
for a little bit.
Bad guy.
And then he
Yeah,
left.
as soon as you guys started doing well, a couple of paralyzed people never saw their money.
Yeah. We went to Disney World a couple times on some evil Evil money. I'm on the fucking Splash Mountain.
Dad, we're going first class. This seems extravagant. You're like, well,
Not as long as there are stupid people in the world, son.
yeah, exactly. If people are too poor to afford a lawyer, that's their fault.
Now I think both my parents are nice lawyers. Anyway, here's a question. Speaking of evil people, if you could kill anyone in history, who would you kill? Anyone in history
At any time.
or herstory? Yeah, anytime you want, I guess.
Christ.
You know what, it'd be pretty-
You'd be the one to put them up, huh?
I would kill Jesus and assume his identity.
Oh, and then like before you die,
But then
for
everyone
people's
tries to kill
sins.
you, and you'd be
No, but
crucified.
but this is what I would do. I would totally follow whatever Pontius Pilate said. So all I would have to do is just admit that I'm king of the Jews, and he'd be like, "All right, dude. So you work for me now," and I'd be like, "I'm fucking Roman Christ, bro."
Yeah, but Jesus dying for like him sacrificing himself like that is a huge part of that religion. So
It's kind of the only part of it.
it would change the whole religion. It would
Yeah.
change to this like weird Mad Max.
It would just be like, yeah, just become a fucking sellout, I guess. That's what the, that's the
yeah.
Listen, Jesus, I don't like what I see.
Oh,
No,
all I ask is that
Thanks,
you
Feeny.
listen to me.
Brendan, don't. Oh,
and
Yeah.
I got. Oh, sorry.
I think I would want to kill somebody like Genghis Khan, like somebody who's known as like a warrior and fucking kills,
Yeah.
like cannot be stopped and has an army of people. And then I just sneak up and just do a little, "Sleep," and then all of a sudden he's like, "Sleep," and then I go, "Hey," and then
I
I'm
don't-
like,
I don't think you could get to, even if you snuck up on Genghis Khan. I don't think you could slit his throat. I think
I would
you'd
have a
to-
whole. I would kind of look like, you ever watch, if you've seen the movie The Patriot, that's something I would do. I would hide in the trees and go, "Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes," and then I would wait until they pass, and then we would ambush them. It would always be you got to ambush.
Hmm.
Right, but I think he's such a profound warrior that he'd kick
Buddy,
the
I'm in
shit out
He
of
would
you.
just
2020.
catch the bullet.
Yeah,
like,
he just
like Zohan.
He'd just catch the blade, or his neck would be too tough from taking already blades to his
Yeah.
throat.
Yeah,
And
his
it would
neck
just
would be
spit-
made of
Listen,
blades.
it's not a
Yeah.
question of, the question wasn't who do you think you could kill. It says you're killing somebody. Who you picking? I'm picking
true.
Genghis Khan, baby.
That's true. That's true.
Brendan.
I would kill the pilots on 9/11 on the plane and just be set for fucking life.
Wow,
dude.
that's actually a good call.
I would be set for life like Wahlberg. You know,
But,
you
but
did
if they, but here's the thing: if 9/11, if you stop that, then it's like,
on the second plane.
Then you're
Yeah,
just
but-
like,
but yeah, you have to let one plane hit in order to be a hero, because otherwise people just go, you killed Muslims? What's wrong with you? And then you.
No, I mean it would be after they, slit someone with a fucking box cutter. It would be like
Yeah.
right after that.
No,
Oh,
It'd be
you
like,
wanted to United 93 them?
yeah, but no,
Yes.
you're right. It has to be the second plane, because otherwise you're just Air Sully. Like, it doesn't matter. Sully is cool, but nobody really gives a shit 10 years later. It's
no.
like it
Nobody
has
can
to
name one
be-
person on Flight 93.
Nope. Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray Leonard was on it?
No, the guy, Mark.
What?
wait, what's
What-
wasn't
Mark
Seth
McGrath is
MacFarlane-
not on the plane. He's
supposed to
still
be
very
on that
much
plane?
alive.
Oh,
Wasn't Seth MacFarlane supposed to be on that plane?
everybody was supposed to be, but every
Steve Ranazizi was supposed to be, but he was too
That's-
busy in the World Trade Center.
He was too busy in the building.
Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be on. He said he would have thwarted it.
Yeah, if I was on there, no.
I would
That ain't
have given him
happening.
I would have given him all 4'3" of me.
He would have just stopped and said to himself, "Imagine they're Asian."
Yeah.
Then he just beats him with a pool cue. It's like the fucking 80s, dude.
You fucking blind kid.
Fine, I'll do fucking 2 hard years in a in a local
Juvie?
in a local juvenile detention. That's where you
Okay.
got those Calvin Klein
We
abs.
got any questions in the chats? In the chat?
Let me see.
Any scenarios?
If
Any
you
what
pay-
ifs?
Oh, Sarah said a good morality question, actually. If you pay with a 20, but the cashier thought it was a 50, would you hand back the extra money you get in return?
Here's what and this has happened to me many a time. Here's what I do. I stand there for an additional 2 to 3 seconds
Mm-hmm.
with the money there, and I give them another glance. If they don't pick up on something's wrong here, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It'd be different if it was like a mom and pop store in the Midwest versus
That's
if
what
it's
I
like
was
a
gonna say.
7-Eleven, buddy, I'll run out of there.
If it's a 7-Eleven or a CVS or something, I'm not even taking that 2 seconds.
No.
I'm not even giving them
No.
a chance to.
You know, I got caught in a Starbucks doing that. As I paid with a 10, but they gave me $20 change, and I just grabbed it, and they go, "Oh, sorry," and I go, "No," I put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
and they were like, I forget. I think they actually got me. I think they were like, I think, "Oh, I gave you too much money," and then I pulled it out or whatever and gave it back. But I said no as I put it in my.
No. That's a good question.
That is a good question. That was Sarah Hagenmiller. I think that is it. Oh, somebody said Sarah also said I knew a defense attorney who would take stolen iPads as payment. That's fucking crazy.
How many iPads do you need?
Yeah, just take one. You're kind of giving yourself a chore if you're trying to sell them.
Right. Well, that's why anybody that used to like in the 80s when they get paid in Coke, or some people would still try to do that. It's like, well, no, I'm not selling the Coke. Like I just money is the end goal. Money's the end stop. Just
Yeah,
give me
I
that.
need money. I don't get paid 3
But I feel like when
iPads an
people,
hour.
especially comics, were getting paid in Coke, it
Most
was
of them were
because
just
they were
doing it.
doing the Coke. Yeah, yeah.
Right, but some
Uh,
people would literally say, "I don't have enough cash, so here's Coke. You could do it or sell it." And
Damn.
it's like, yeah,
I'd be like,
Man,
give me the cash you have on you and the Coke.
dude,
yeah, that's what they were doing.
there's a fucking
that's fine.
there's a fucking scene which I'm gonna tell somehow, but also beautifully without spoilers for Brendan. But there's a scene in Peaky Blinders where the one of the characters has to do a job for somebody, and they're getting paid £50,000, and
Oh
then
no! Soon as they say 50,000 pounds now in the show, I'm gonna know exactly what happens.
it's in the same episode that it's revealed and all that. So you're but whatever. The person, Brendan, take your headphones off for a sec. I don't know, but the person just goes. They go, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to give you £50,000. They go, money's tight. Here's 20,000." And then he has to be like, "Okay, well, here's where you live. Here's what your mother's name is. Here's where your kids," and fucking named everything. And you're like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's how you
that's the
fucking
best-
do it.
that's the best part about the fucking Red Sox heist in the town, where it's like, Robert Frankfurt, wife also Darlene. You live at so and so Boulevard. We have men outside your house. Please, don't make us whatever the fuck. That's so good.
They do that in so many shows.
It's
I mean,
great.
I'm already at a point where they did that in Peaky Blinders twice in this season.
Well, that's kind of the thing. If it's they taught us on the fucking the magic school bus to everything else, but knowledge is power, baby.
Yeah.
If you have information, you have power.
Crumb Bum
and,
said there's a Peaky Blinders video game.
Oh, there is, but
Oh.
it sucks. It's like one of those. It's like choose your own kind of like, and it's not like you're not walking around as Tommy Shelby or anything. You're just like the pictures of them come up, and it's like. Tick, 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 tick,
Oh,
tick,
it's like an RPG. That would be
Yeah.
fun if it was like a Grand Theft Auto, but Tommy Shelby.
That would be awesome.
That'd be
that's
fucking sick.
L.A. Noir, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, Lou, new patron, who we know though, she's a longtime
What up, Lou?
supporter,
What a Lou?
active Twitter person. She said, if you could be any athlete, who would you be?
Oh, I would be at any point. I would
Yeah,
be.
let's say any athlete at any point.
Oh man, I would be Bam Margera in the late 90s, early 2000s, dude, when he was
That is a
thriving.
loose athlete term.
He's an athlete. He was doing a bunch of shit that neither of us could do. Watch his
On what?
skate tapes. Watch his
Yeah.
fucking skate tapes.
Was he ever in an X game?
Yes.
No.
He was a
No, he wasn't.
professional skateboarder.
No, he
dingus.
did not compete in the X Games.
I bet you he did. I bet you
What?
he was
Okay.
at least in it for a second.
What
He
do you
was-
mean for a second?
Dude, he was one of the most popular
I know.
pro skateboarders on one of the most popular teams, Element. And what was the truck one or whatever? He was on Volcom. He was on
Yeah, there's nothing on the
Adios?
internet about him doing that.
Yeah, he never did. Never
Doesn't
did the
matter.
X Games.
Doesn't matter.
Famously never did the X Games.
Wait,
Alright.
so
I didn't know that you guys were so good at skateboarding that what he does isn't considered an athlete.
Why wouldn't you pick Tony Hawk?
Because Tony Hawk wasn't doing drugs.
He didn't party, bro.
He didn't party, dude.
Dude,
And he wasn't getting laid.
it's so
all the
funny
time.
when you type in
Denmark
Bam
rock bands.
Margera, the first thing that it auto prompts is dead.
Oh, sad.
That's the athlete you want to be.
Yeah. Despite Brendan being abused by him personally, he
Twice.
still, yeah, that's so bizarre that you still want
For
to
the,
be.
I
Idolize
mean,
him.
obviously, for the most part, that's a fucking joke. If I could think of an athlete that also partied, that was also awesome, that's a good guy.
Why
and a
wouldn't you be?
skateboarder.
First of all, there's no good guys that also partied. Why wouldn't you be anybody on that Dallas Cowboys team that had the coke and prostitute house 2 miles away from the stadium? That's a time to be an athlete. You be Michael Irvin and
Hell
do
yeah.
fucking rails off a white chick's labias and then
Hell
go
yeah.
into a Sunday game and catch like 2 touchdowns and say some crazy shit at a press conference. That's a fucking good life.
You know who I would be? I'd be fucking that skater Nija. He's this black skater guy now, and he's just slamming so much pussy, and he's on Element. and he's-
Brendan, let's forget about the pussy part, and like
this
that
is
kind of-
my
that-
fantasy.
I understand, but that comes with any athlete.
He's
So
a good skater
if
too.
you could, but if you could have
and he's sponsored
anybody's,
by Monster.
if you
Why
could
wouldn't
have
you
any,
pick the best skater of all time? I don't understand. Why wouldn't you pick the best skater of all time?
It's so
Tony Hawk.
insane.
But
so
I
insane.
mean, you know, they're
He
all
did a-
good skaters.
You can do with their life.
But many
whatever
skaters have
you
done
do.
900s. He wasn't
Not like
he wasn't
him.
the only one.
He was the
just
first.
made it famous because it was the first. I could be Bob Burnquist and be the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
but-
but then you're only good at like fucking cool rails and fucking manuals and shit.
Yeah, you're not Tony
You're
Hawk,
only
who is
talking about what you know from Tony Hawk.
No, I know Bob
from the game.
Burnquist is one of the few actual skaters that I do know, and he's like a fucking
Yeah,
legend.
but he wasn't terrible at street skating. He was just
No one said he
better
was
at vert.
terrible at that. Is that how you interpreted that subconsciously?
Yeah, because you said he's only good at.
But- But
Why
if you're-
would you?
but
Because
if
he's
you're-
only.
Brendan. If your goal is adulation and public recognition, why wouldn't you be Tony Hawk? No, but Bob Burnquist or whoever the fuck this made up guy is. He can't. He can't walk into a mall and get noticed. Nobody knows who the fuck he
You
is.
can't walk into a Volcom store and get noticed.
I'll tell you why. I don't like Tony Hawk's face. I don't like him. I don't like his voice. I don't. He seems like a substitute teacher to me.
You'd be Tony Panda.
It's fun.
Your face.
You couldn't think of a fat bird.
No, I just like Tony
Be
Panda.
Tony Penguin.
Tony Panda.
A fat bird. Mike, who are you picking? LeBron?
No.
MJ.
No,
I
because
don't
that
know.
personal life is hell.
Yeah, it really
It's
is
not
hell,
worth it.
especially considering like I wonder if he ever got along with his wife because apparently Nike went to him like after his first year and they like went with the band in the USA. That was how they marketed the shoe. The next year they were like, "Hey man, so the analytics are in. Family men make like quadruple money that single dudes make." And so they basically contractually like forced him into marriage with his wife and then had kids and then whatever.
Jesus.
He became like this wholesome role model. That's at least, a story that's out there. But then he had the biggest, I think, divorce settlement of all time. So his fucking
So
his
who you
personal
picking?
life is not him. not Jordan. I don't know what. So that's the thing. It's like you got to pick the sports athlete that you want to be. Whereas if you're going to be a sports athlete, do you want everything that comes along with that? Like, do you want to be Shaq, where you're like not only dominant on the court, but you're also an actor, also a rapper, also a big personality that's noticed everywhere? Like, do you want that level of celebrity, or do you want to be like, a weirdo, I
know
mean,
exactly.
Kyrie Irving
I
is
know
still
exactly who I'd be, and it's
Who you
not
gonna be?
even close.
Jeter.
Absolutely, Derek Jeter. And let
Oh,
me tell you why you'd
Guy's
be
got a
Derek
great
Jeter.
life.
Number one, Derek Jeter comes from like a happy family, so he didn't have like a turbulent childhood. He was not a high, like one of the high draft picks. He had to like fight. They thought he was too skinny when he got drafted. He was like this underdog. He was terrible in the minor leagues. They almost cut him. They almost traded him. Then he comes up. He wins more rings than fucking anybody his age has ever won championships. He becomes the captain of the fucking New York Yankees. He fucking
Gets herpes.
He passes every single milestone, Yankee milestone outside of home runs. He fucking hit his last hit as a player in his
Jessica
last
Alba.
at bat ever. He fucking hits a walk-off hit in extra innings to win the game in this fucking insane Cinderella story. And now he also owns a team. He's fucking rich as hell. He's like away from he doesn't do social media. He's fucking away from everybody and everything, and he's also slept with more hot women than anybody on the planet. It's
Mariah
crazy.
Carey, Jessica Alba, Jessica
I'll pull up his
Biel.
starting 9 right now. His diamond. It's crazy.
Oh
it's
my God.
it's real wild. Yeah.
is
And
awesome.
all at their, I think Jessica Simpson, I think all of them were at their absolute apexes.
Absolutely,
And he definitely gave them all blisters.
He got let's see. So Mariah Carey, Laura Dutta, I don't know who that is. Joy Enriquez, Jordana Brewster,
Oh, yeah.
Vanessa
Manello.
Yeah.
That's Nick Lachey's wife.
Jessica Alba. Oh, Scarlett Johansson. Forgot
That's
about that. Adriana Lima.
my God.
Tyra Banks. Vita Guerrera. Also
remember
Jessica Biel. He got both Jessicas and Gabrielle Union. And Minka Kelly, of course, and now
Damn, dude.
Hannah Davis, which
Good
is his
for
wife.
him.
Insane, dude. Insane. And he sends them gift baskets. You've never heard a bad word about the guy. He's a fucking constant professional. He never was a fucking crybaby. He just fucking put his head down and work. And he wasn't even he was never the best player in the sport at any year in his entire career, but he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Come on now. Derek Jeter. Let's go.
It's a good answer. Sarah said Steph Curry is more up my alley family life wise, and that might be kind of true, but he's also a fucking weird religious dude, so fuck that shit.
Maybe Sarah's come to Jesus, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe she thinks I come to Jesus. I do come to Jesus.
Maybe you know, edibles to you are like a religion, you know?
Uh-huh. I see. Well, I think kind of LeBron is the only answer.
Well, you could choose a different sport too.
Boggs, just crush beer and hit everything that comes to him, play baseball,
Hell yeah.
live that old
Yankees
life.
and Red Sox.
Yeah,
and he's one of the few people who's played on both teams that neither team are like Red Sox fans. You know, Johnny Damon was instrumental in winning their fucking World Series, but also now are like, fuck Johnny Damon. I mean, but it's like, but he was able to be one of the crossovers that everyone's like, fucking Boggs.
And I think it's because of how much beer he can drink. I think that's mostly why.
Riding around the fucking stadium on the police's horse when they won. He got on the back of the cop horse and just was clomping around Yankee Stadium. The best.
Clomping. You know who'd be good too? I mean, I don't know anything about the guy, but Babe Ruth would be fucking cool to be, right?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was like.
Just being
he was Michael Jordan in terms of like a worldwide household name. Although I think he was like kind of a racist and probably not a ideal guy.
Core alcoholic and beat the shit out of his wife.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Babe Ruth it is.
Babe Ruth it is.
Hell yeah. I think that's the episode.
That is the episode.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in our chat. You guys are the best of all time. Thank you so much for joining. We do this every single Monday. We do a free episode. Changes may be coming. Hopefully we're not hopefully we figure that out soon. Does not affect the Patreon. If anything, we're only going to be growing content and continuing to put stuff behind there. So we're fired up. Thank you for joining. Patreon.com/scenario pod. Boys.
We
Oh
love you
wait,
guys.
weren't we going to? We're gonna start saying the new Patreon members on Monday.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's.
right.
I don't know if everybody listens though. I
Oh,
was
we
having
put it
second.
out.
Well, listen,
anyway, right?
people who are in
Yeah.
here now, if you're a new Patreon member, we shout everybody out on Wednesdays. That's always when we do it, and we are 1 week backlog. So if you just joined and you didn't hear your name this Wednesday, that means
Yeah.
you will be said next Wednesday. So please don't cancel your membership because you didn't get a shout out, you maniac. Just fucking give it a
Wait
sec.
a week.
Yeah, there's
Give
like
it a
80 of
minute,
you. We know
baby.
everyone.
Also,
Yeah.
we are like the Yeah, we know everybody who's
You're
listening.
all our best friends. You're-
Just send us a message if you're
Oh,
like, hey,
no. I just got a text from somebody that started with "Hey man," and you're
Ooh.
like, "Oh, damn.
oh, hate
Here's
the
a
hey
favor.
man.
Here's a favor.
Yeah.
All right.
do
Well-
you
Thanks for
have
listening.
time to give?" Oh,
Tell your friends. Tell your friends, everybody. Keep listening. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Bye.
Y'all.